We are here to talk about the role of leveraging social media platforms for career and college counselors as part of the Discovering Purpose podcast of the IC3 Institute. And my name is Kate Lotz. I'm the Director of Global Communications for KIC Univassist. And Alicia, you want to introduce yourself too?
Thank you, Kate. I'm Alicia Aguilar from Mexico. I'm representing Red de Colegios Temperatius and Prepa Nahuac. We have 52 schools in Mexico and 18 campuses in Prepa Nahuac. So we have around 37 students, Kate.
Great. So we're just going to talk about the role of social media in general in modern career and college counseling and strategies for counselors on how they can effectively use these platforms. Because I know that, a lot of the time adults might think of social media as something that maybe you use it for networking on your own, and maybe your students are using it for some completely different purpose. But how can we as counselors leverage social media to really engage with students and to kind of meet them there, to provide resources and support in their career exploration journey? So really, just to start out, let's talk a little bit about the strategies that you might use and kind of the importance of being on social media in the first place, and share some of your resources, Alicia. So, one thing that I wanted to start out with is the reason that I asked you, and you came to mind right away as the perfect person to do this, is Alicia was traveling with me on the Univassist counselor tour a couple weeks ago, and every time I would look, she was like taking video and doing, she's making other counselors do video. She made me do a video, and she's taking all these photos and everything. And I was like, what are you doing? Even more photos than people usually take. And she said, oh, we're using this for our Instagram channel to show students what I'm doing and all of these campuses that I'm visiting along the way. And I thought that was so amazing, because while other people might just, I'm going to take notes and I'm going to take some pictures and go back and make a presentation that I'll show to my school later, you were doing it live, like as you went the whole time. And that was such a cool thing to see how students were reacting immediately. So really, just as a general, how did you get to that point? Like, what does Anahuac do in general to reach students on social media? Like, talk about that platform.
Yeah, Kate. So you were saying that we were doing so many things live, because the students, they are all the time spending on social media. So we aim to create high quality, short and creative content to keep their attention. So also the parents are there. And we know that in social media is a collaborative effort, because we try to involve the students, and we ask them to what is trending right now. How can we help you to interact more effectively? So we have worked organizing contests most of the times where the best video get posted on social media. Maybe the students are asking another student, what is the topic, what are interested, so we communicate every school, every daily posting something about what is happening every day. So it's alive. We do storytelling. So now you're talking that we were in the tour. So I was trying to do in social media like this storytelling. So we start in New York. No, so hey everyone, we're in New York and we're doing this interview with Kate, and they keep in touch because we're going to Oklahoma. So that's a thing that we love to do.
And how did you see, students, parents, families, like, does everybody follow this channel? How did you see them respond? Or, are those efforts, do you see it being effective? Do you see it paying off?
Yeah, we really enjoy seeing how parents get involved in social media. They love to see their children participating in activities. We know at this age, the students don't usually like sharing photos with them, so with the parents. So we do enjoy being on social media. We have experience with international trips where we post everything that we do, and most of the comments are from parents. So the parents are on social media saying what is going on. And sometimes I ask them, where did you find that? On social media. Like, you post on a university. I didn't know that you have this type of communication with them. So please give me more information. So they're there.
Great. So in addition to, like that live content from the counselor tour, as you were visiting each university, you were taking a different video and showing the students and the parents different things. What are some of the other things that you have done in the career and college counseling arena, on social media? Like, can you give some specific examples of some other things that you've done?
Yeah, we like to interview teachers. So we like to ask them good questions so they can help them to I don't know, to decide what to study and which part. So also we have students that have studied with us, and we had done Zoom meetings with them, and probably they're studying, I don't know, in the US or France, and we connect them with them so they can ask real questions. So probably that's the most exciting things that we have been doing, like interviewing teachers and also connect with another students that are abroad.
Wow. So that's so interesting. And what I'm hearing is, again, like while other people might be making presentations or having a workshop or a session with their students for the exact same thing, to talk about career choices or possible work opportunities or how to choose a university, you're actually doing it kind of in small bites and letting them pick it up wherever and whenever they want from their social media channels, instead of sitting down and this is what we're going to learn now. They're getting to do it on their own. So what are, and let's sort of back up a little bit. What are the types of social media that you've seen work best to reach your students? Like, is there only one platform or channel that you use, or do you only use stories, or do you only use posts, or maybe talk about some of the nitty-gritty specifics of how
Yeah.
you're doing?
Okay, so we have, I believe, three platforms. So we have the Instagram, we have TikTok, but also have the web page. In the web page, you can find like all the information, like every single internationalization. We have blogs as well. We can interview people so they can read, and we can go to Instagram and they can look at the video, to the reels, to the live interactions. And also TikTok is more for the students, because parents are like more on Instagram, but TikTok is for students, and they look for more like fun stuff. So we try to do like international programs in there. Maybe this tour that we did, like a whole video in a reel. So they start asking, I want information. So then we look for an email and send the information.
So you're actually looking through the comments and doing
Yeah,
individual follow-ups based on what people are interested in.
yeah. We have a person per account to look for the comments for the parents and the students. We
Got it.
take
Okay.
care of the students.
So then if you, let's say somebody comments on something saying, oh, that university was really interesting and that tour of the art department was amazing, I'd like to learn more, and then you get in touch with them, what might be the next step? Like, do you have them then come in for a meeting and kind of do it the more traditional way, in terms of
Uh,
taking it forward?
Yeah, that's a good question because we ask for an email or ask for a phone number so we
Mhm.
can or send the information by the old school, like just the all
Yeah.
this information, or we can talk with them. We can do an appointment and talk with them, but we need to do like the information right away. That's why we have a person per social media.
Exactly. No, that makes sense, because I'm thinking, Anuak has so many different campuses. Remind me, how
Yes.
many students do you have, like, across all of the campuses?
37,000 students.
That's it, right.
So we
So,
have a social media per school. That's why we have a
uh,
person per school.
got it. Yeah, that sounds really overwhelming, actually. So I do understand why you would need an individual person dedicated to each channel. That's so neat, though. So how has the practice of using these social media channels affected or improved your communication to students on counseling topics?
We have improved the communication with them because I was saying like they're all the time in social media, but also like they interview with the teachers, with you, with the counselors. they get like this type of sense of, oh, I want to know more about this. So they ask the teacher, like most of the time, if you need more information, just click here, and then we send information. But we try to encourage the teachers to also get involved to the social media, to know what is happening there, because sometimes we split the communication. So we encourage them to be in the same channel.
Yeah, that makes sense. You have to have the buy-in from the teachers as well to make it work.
Exactly.
Are there any challenges that you've come across or any, especially because social media can be kind of a wild world, like have there ever been any issues with kind of maintaining a professional boundary or any other challenges that you've come across in using this as a really a channel for school information?
Yeah, as well for the students and the families, it's okay as this person is helping, this community manager is helping to the comments and everything. But also, that it's open, this social media, we can interact with many people. But also, it's helpful for us for the new prospective students, because they get to know what is going on in Anahuac. So probably they will decide to study with us because we're interacting with international universities. We do many international things. So it's also helping us to prospective students.
Wow, so it's almost like a marketing tool that you're using for the
Exactly.
school, as well as,
Exactly.
having it be an educational channel for serving the students that you already have, because it's public, actually. So that's a really interesting point, is that instead of having these individual sessions or even like group sessions in the school where obviously the public cannot come and cannot participate, what you're putting out there is completely public. So you might even be helping and serving
Exactly.
students that are not in your school that you don't even know about.
Exactly.
Wow, okay.
Exactly.
Uh, that's so interesting. So, what are some of the recommendations that you have to other counselors or other schools, any of the best practices that you've learned for communicating with students and families with social media to really kind of help enhance the knowledge sharing that you have and the study destination exploration or career and college counseling topics, how to choose a major, how to choose a career, that kind of thing. Any nuggets of expertise that you'd like to recommend or share?
Yeah, for sure. Like the first thing that I would love to share is like, if sometimes because our generations like, social media, I don't know how to deal with that. Like it's okay, just post everything that you are learning, everything you're doing. We have learned that you need to be a presence, like you need to have the presence every single day. Like if it's like a interview, or probably like a video with the students, or probably just asking a student, what do you want to do, like when you go abroad, or like just to be present, like don't to be afraid on social media, because sometimes it's like the students are like ahead of us. No, just ask the students, what do you want to uh, like to do with social media, so involve them. It's like it's collaborative. So that's the main thing that we do, to get involved the students, so they have the same communication with them.
And as you pointed out, also, it's really important to kind of have your a pulse on what the trends are, so that you are
Exactly.
staying relevant and you see, oh, like that video that you and the tour leader filmed during our tours. Oh, there's this one type of video that everyone's doing that's very trendy right now, and then you guys
Yes,
did
it
the same
is.
thing. And that's how you kind of stay relevant and make sure that people are like, oh, they're clearly in touch with what's going on, as opposed
Exactly.
to maybe sounding like you're a little bit aloof or not like plugged into really their generation. Um,
Exactly.
yeah,
That's
and
what we
one
asked them. Like, what do you want to do? What is it trending? Let's do it. Do you want to do it? Just post it. Like, that's why
and they
they
get
do
excited
the
about it then
videos.
too. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
And one other thing that Univassist learned over the years, we've done a lot of virtual events, virtual college fairs through the Webby Fairs platform. And so we would have a lot of social media, mostly through Instagram, interaction with students to kind of promote those and share career and college counseling information, and information about universities abroad. And the one thing that really came across, I think, for us is the immediate immediacy of it, like you were saying, you have to have someone that's there to answer the questions right away. Because if someone asks a question or someone posts a comment or needs something, responds to a post in some way, and then, oh, we respond to things once a week, and they get their answer like 6 days
No,
later or 3 days later, or even one day later, it's like they're gone. You've lost their interest completely.
exactly.
So that is a challenge, I think, for schools to make sure that they have somebody who is able to be that dedicated. How has your school managed it? Like, how do you choose that person who's kind of responsible for that?
We have like this profile of a teacher that likes to also stay like with the phone, so we are going to tell this teacher, you have your personal Instagram, but also you will have your um, uh, school manage this all these questions right away, as I have those, and so I need to answer right away because it's like just starting to ring. Okay, so what do you need? And you need to be there. Just this profile, you need to be
Yes, you
there.
need to think about it like an email inbox, really. Is it okay? I have
Exactly.
a
It's like
message
an
I need to
email. That's a
respond
good example. That's a good example. It's like the email, our new email.
to. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. This has been really interesting, and I'm sure that counselors all over the world find it fascinating how you guys have used this.